I'm Tommie Lee, and this is the Scam of the Week. Jan Diaz, the president and CEO of Your Better Business Bureau for Northern Indiana, is joining us once again. Jan, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you, Tommie?
Very well, thank you. Today, you say we're diving into a topic that affects every online shopper, customer reviews. We all rely on them to make the best buying decisions. I know I do. I'm sure you do. But how do we know which reviews to actually trust? Jan, what have you got for us?
Yeah, you're right, Tommie. We all look at those reviews, and whether it's a new gadget or a pair of shoes or even a local restaurant, those reviews can help us decide if something's worth our time and money. So they're kind of like today's version of word of mouth. A solid and positive review gives you confidence that it's okay to add that product to your cart and check out with it. But on the flip side, a bunch of bad reviews, that's usually a deal breaker. So reviews carry a lot of weight when it comes to what we buy and where we buy it from.
But of course, it's easy to assume that not all reviews are credible. There's a lot of fake reviews out there, correct?
Yes, unfortunately. So fake reviews are a real issue, and they're more common than most people realize. Some sellers write fake positive reviews to make their product look better than it actually is. And others pay people to flood their page with 5-star ratings. And believe it or not, some even post fake negative reviews just to hurt their competitors. So it's all about trying to game the system, boosting their rankings, winning customer trust, and driving sales. But here's the good news. The Federal Trade Commission has stepped in, and they've put a rule in place that bans fake consumer reviews, fake testimonials, and even fake celebrity endorsements. And businesses that get caught, they can face some serious fines. It's a great step toward creating a level playing field and making shopping more trustworthy. But those fake reviews can still sneak through. That's why it's so important to know what to watch out for.
It's great news, Jan, that the FTC is stepping in. But like you said, fake reviews do still slip through. So how do we learn how to spot them before we fall for a bad purchase?
Yeah, that's a great question, Tommie, and something we all need to pay attention to. Fake reviews can be sneaky, but there are definitely some red flags to watch out for. So first, take a look at the reviewer's profile. If it's a super generic name like John Smith or just a jumble of letters and numbers, and there's no profile photo or other reviews, that's a bit suspicious. And next, check for the verified purchases. A lot of sites label reviews from people who actually bought the product. So if most of the glowing reviews aren't verified, that's a sign to dig a little deeper. And finally, read the reviews themselves. The trustworthy ones usually give some detail: what worked, what didn't work, maybe even what they would change. But if you see a flood of 5-star or 1-star reviews with comments like great or awful, and they all pop up around the same time, that's a red flag too.
That makes sense. And I know I've seen a lot of those one-word reviews before. So either somebody loves a product way too much, or they barely explain why they hated it. They're very vague.
Exactly. And so there are a few other things to watch out for as well. If a review sounds like a mini novel, like my husband and I were on a magical trip,
Yeah,
it might be trying a little too hard by providing unimportant details. So honest reviews usually get right to the point. And then also awkward grammar or repetitive wording, that can be a giveaway that it's fake. Some fake reviews are written by bots or they're outsourced to content farms, and they just don't sound natural when you read them out loud. And also keep an eye out for free product bias. Getting a product for free isn't always a red flag, but if every 5-star review mentions that the person received the item for free, that's worth taking a second look at the review. And if you're unsure, look at tools like FakeSpot or Review Meta, because those can help flag suspicious reviews. These are not perfect services, but they can help a person know if the review is fake and be an extra helpful layer of caution. So a little review detective work can go a long way.
Fake Spot and Review Meta. I'd never heard of those before. Those are some great tips, Jan.
Thanks. So that's where, another thing, Tommie, that's where the Better Business Bureau can really help. The BBB is a trusted place to find verified reviews and complaints from actual customers. So we don't just collect the reviews, we make sure that they're tied to real experiences and that a transaction took place. And when complaints come in, we follow up to confirm there was that real transaction. And then we check how the business responded. So it's all about giving people a clearer picture before they make a decision. So if you're looking for a business you can trust, starting at bbb.org is a smart move. You'll see a company's BBB rating, you'll see their complaint history, you'll see whether they're BBB accredited and committed to ethical business standards. So it's just a great way to make sure you're dealing with a reputable business before you spend your hard-earned money.
And that's solid advice, Jan. Instead of rolling the dice on sketchy reviews that you're not too sure about, checking out a business on bbb.org gives you real verified info straight from other consumers. Case in point, my wife was looking at something pet related for our cat the other day and asked me, have you heard of this company? And I hadn't. I looked him up at bbb.org, saw a whole bunch of complaints about him, and I'm like, nope. And she's like, okay, that's all I needed to know. The tool is there. Use it. Get real verified info straight from other customers. And remember that these fake reviews don't just mislead shoppers. They're also part of bigger scams a lot of times. If a business is using a shady tactic or two to boost their reputation, who knows what else they're up to?
Yeah, exactly, Tommie. And like you said, that's why it's so important to stay informed and trust the verified sources. And as always, if you come across a fake review, a scam, or a shady business, make sure to report it because your report can help at bbb. Let me do that over. Okay. You can file a report at bbb.org/scam tracker or with the Federal Trade Commission at reportfraud.ftc.gov. And your report will help warn others and can give authorities the information they need to crack down on these dishonest businesses and fraudsters.
Thank you, as always, for sharing these insights, Jan. It's always good to know how to shop smarter and avoid getting duped.
Very true, Tommie. We're here to help people stay informed.
All right. Stay sharp out there, everybody, and have each other's backs. And when in doubt, check with the BBB. That's your Scam of the Week from Jan Diaz at the Better Business Bureau for Northern Indiana. Always a pleasure.
Likewise. Thanks, Tommie.
Podcasts by Federated Media.